Guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got an absolute just heated video that doesn't even make sense, but I'm about to actually break down exactly what you need to do in order to go from 0 to 10K per month with your social media marketing agency or whatever type of agency you've got by the end of this year. So by the time, January 1st rolls around, 2023, you're actually going to be at 10K per month if you follow all the way through this video. So what I'm actually going to be doing, guys, is something very special. So all I ask in return is drop a like, comment, subscribe, and apologies for actually not dropping a video in quite a while. I actually just come off a holiday about a week ago, so I've had to catch up on a whole bunch of like client work, client emails just in general, all that sort of stuff. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, I actually went out to Portugal, went to Rolling Loud. This is why I've still got this on. It was an absolute whale of a time, as Jamaicans like to say. So that being said, oh, by the way, I actually recognized a few of you guys that actually recognized me from my actual YouTube channel, and you actually came up to me and I had a photo with one of you guys and we all said hello and that was cool. It was absolutely amazing experience, by the way, meeting some of you guys as well. I should definitely do some more meetups in the future. Anyway, let's jump straight into this video. We're actually going to be jumping straight into my computer, right? We're actually going to be using a plug and play resource that's available to the agency transmutation students and stuff like that, like an actual plug and play sheet. And by the way, this is the exact same sheet that I used way back in May 2021 to actually scale my agency from 3.1k British pounds to just under 12,000 USD within 24 days. So does this stuff work? 110%. Now the reason for me actually doing this as well, guys, is because I want to make sure that you guys see how transparent, how friggin' I basically want to take all of your expectations. So I know there's a lot of people that can come into like the agency space and they think they can just send 10 emails a day or 20 emails a day and get to their 10K per month goal. But I want to show you what it actually really takes, how much outreach you need to do, how many hours you need to spend doing that outreach, and what it actually genuinely takes. So what I'm going to do is jump straight into my computer, but I'm going to have like a little circle in the bottom so you can actually still see me. So here we are in my computer, right? And this sheet right here is basically the goals reverse engineering sheet. So what this sheet basically does is it allows you to basically reverse engineer your goals. Then what you do once you've reverse engineer your goals, so basically what I mean by reverse engineering your goals is you state what you want to achieve and in what time frame, right? And what you're actually going to be charging clients. And what this does is it will spit back out numbers kind of like automatically. If you also like, if for example, if I go in here and change it to like 15,000, so let's say your goal is actually to hit 15,000, as you can see, it kind of like automatically updates and shows you how many clients you need based upon the actual maths here. So we've got the goal dates, we've got maths, and then we've got number of clients needed. This sheet right here is so friggin' accurate, it's scary. I'm not even joking. I had a student go through this sheet right here, and it said that she needs to do 144 outreach to land a first client on Upwork. I'm not even joking. She messaged me back saying, Montell, I just did 144 outreach and I actually just landed my first client. I was like, I told you, the sheet is very accurate. So guys, please stick to the sheet if you will. So what we want to do is put in today's date. Today's date is the 19th of July. Absolutely boiling day today as well, my guys. Like literally over in the UK, it's like literally 36 degrees, 37 degrees. Now in here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to, just aim out a little bit. What do we actually want to achieve? A lot of people don't even ask themselves, what is it that you actually want to achieve? Don't think about how you're going to get there just yet. Think about what you actually genuinely want to achieve and what time frame. So today is the 19th of July. We're going to try to achieve 10K by the 1st of January 2023. So by the end of the year, basically, start of the year, whatever. That basically means we've got the total amount of days left. We've got 166 days, but obviously we're probably not going to be working all 166 days. Well, if you're serious, you'll work 166 days. However, that's 24 weeks. So if you actually figure out how many weekends that is, we actually have, and by the way, this is if you're not working Saturdays and Sundays, which I do recommend you work Saturdays, Sunday, have your day off. So work 6 days a week. But this is factoring if you actually only work 5 days a week. So the total number of actual business days, if you're working 5 days a week, is 119 days left. Starting now. So start this stuff today. Literally start this stuff today. So let's say you're going to be charging, right? Let's say you're going to go after like the e-com niche and stuff like that, kind of cliche. A lot of people that I know that are following this channel like the e-com niche. Even if it's not the e-com niche, I feel like 1,750 is a good retainer. One of my first ever e-com clients I ever closed was a retainer at 1,750 USD plus I think it was a 5 or a 7.5, maybe even 10% ROAS. Don't quote me on that. Go back on my channel. You guys can see that. Now let's say you're outsourcing cost is $500 US for your media buyer. Again, if you don't know what a media buyer is just somebody you basically outsource the Facebook ads to that you obviously trust. Is a team member, if you will. It's And when I say this, guys, don't misconstrue my words. It's not as easy as everybody makes it sound out to be. Finding a media buyer is quite difficult. You are obviously trying to find somebody that's really good at the right price, and normally those two things don't go to, it's like oil and water. They don't really mix. Normally when you find somebody really good, their price reflects it, if you will. So it's almost like you're looking for an oxymoron, if you will. You're looking for an up down. It's very difficult to explain, but like the better someone is at Facebook ads, the higher they're probably gonna charge you. But let's say you find someone decent for $500, right? I feel like that's a very fair price, to be honest with you. Now, what that basically means is if we take away our costs of the actual outsourcing for your client, so you're charging a client $17.50, right? And by the way, when you charge a client, you don't take any money out of this particular fee right here to run ads. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, Montell, if I charge a client $2,000, how much out of that $2,000 do I actually spend on the ads? You don't spend any of that's your retainer. That's almost like saying, when you buy a car from BMW, does BMW also put the fuel in your car? No, you are buying the car because they've created the car. Your clients are buying your service and your expertise, which is why this is your retainer fee and yours to keep. Now, when you actually outsource the work, that's obviously going out to a media buyer, if you will, and you actually outsource the work. That basically means in this particular scenario right here, which I think is very, very beginner friendly, if you will, you're going to be left with net profit $1,250 that is. So that basically means your revenue goal, you actually have to reach 14,000 in order to make 10,000 net profit. So revenue 14,000, net profit is 10,000 USD. And that's if you want to get to 10K per month within the end of the year. And by the way, if we're charging this right here, this is what I love about this sheet. If you're charging this right here, it shows you how many clients you need. So let's say if you find an outsourcer, right, that's charging you even more than this. Let's say they're charging you $750, right? Now you're actually gonna have to get 10 clients. Obviously the math works out basically is what I'm trying to say. So as you can see, this is a very groovy little sheet. If you do want this, by the way, Agent Instrumentation is still open for enrollment. And I just created a new website, so you go and check out everything you need to know about Agent Instrumentation. And there's a new walkthrough as well, so it's all been updated. I'll get my video editor to throw something on the screen like right now of like the actual new website. But anyway, getting back to this, so number of clients we need, right? If we're going to be charging this much and this is the outsourcing cost, we're actually going to need 8 clients. And that basically means we need one client. We need to close one client, right, every 15 days. So that's 2 clients per month basically. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be breaking this down. Excuse me, forgive this, by the way. I probably should delete this. So I'm just going to probably just highlight this and delete this. But long story short, this right here is basically the number you're actually looking for. This is the only number we really care about. I don't really care about these onwards, to be honest with you. This onwards. So we're only looking for 8 clients in 119 days, right? So let's say we're going to use cold email for this. So let's say we've got, first of all, we need to put a number of business days in here. So we've got 119 days, right? Let's just put today's date in here real quick as well. It's the 19th of July, and we need to hit 8 clients, right? So this automatically updates based on real statistics. So as you can see, guys, there's quite a bit more work than you actually think that needs to go into this to actually land your first client. And then scale up to 10K per month, that is, to be fair. Because take a look at this, right? What we've got here is your cold outreach open rate. So I know for a fact, right, that anywhere between 60 and 70% is a good open rate to get. Obviously, if you can get better than that, that's really, really good. But I've noticed on average, I'm getting personally, and people in my actual program, like Instrumentation and stuff like that, if they follow the actual strategies and actually, split test their subject lines, they're getting average around 60 to 70% open rate. That's an open rate. That basically means your emails are getting opened. If you send 100 emails, 65 of them are getting opened. That's basically what that means. That's basically what that means. So now, when it comes to outreach opens to actually reply rate, by the way, what I mean by this is, when somebody opens your email, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna reply. A lot of people open emails and don't reply. Then not only that, but to factor in this as well. When people open your emails and then reply, sometimes it's not a positive reply. So what I'm factoring in here is actual positive replies. Now, this would obviously be higher, but if I want to break this down to you, and what I mean by this is this normally might be about 7-8% or something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that back to 4%, because you might get a 7% reply rate, but not all of those replies that you're getting are going to be positive. Some people are just going to be like, hey, I'm not interested, take me off your list, F off. It's all part of the game, by the way, guys. Like, everybody gets those negative rejections, so don't even worry about that. So let's say your outreach opens to reply rate, right? That's positive replies, by the way, is 4%. Now what we need to do is the number of outreach replies we need is 188. If we've got a replies to sell. Now this is the next step. So let's think about this logistically. You send emails, right? They get opened. Then people then reply to those. Some are positive, some are. This is where this number comes in. if you will. Now, out of those positive replies, some people are going to, even though it's a positive reply, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get on a call with you. Some people might just positive reply to you saying, hey, thank you, really love your, really love the pitch you gave us, really love the way you've personalized your emails. By the way, you need to personalize your emails, but they might not jump on a call with you. Now, this is where this statistic comes from. Comes in, should I say, which is your replies to actual sales calls. So how many, it's how many out of your replies then turn into an actual sales call? Because some people might reply positively, but then you have to go back and forth with them for a little while for you to then jump them on a call, get them on locked in on your calendar, if you will. Here's the next thing that a lot of people don't talk. So I'm trying to show you guys what it's really like to run an agency, if you can't see already. So after you've got people on your actual calendar, that doesn't necessarily mean 100% of people are going to actually show up. So what I mean by that is, let's say you get 10 people on your calendar that are actually locked in and say they want to have a call with you and they've literally booked in a call. Just because they're on your calendar and you're manually following up with them doesn't mean all 10 people are going to show up. Maybe 8 of them might show up, 2 might ghost you. It's all part of the game, guys. So I'm trying to factor this in for you as well. And let's say the next statistic is you've got a 20% close rate. I feel like that's very easy for people, even if you're a beginner, to actually get, even if your English isn't the absolute 100% most perfect, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of students come into the program and stuff like that and close clients without even having sales calls, but that's more like Upwork stuff, to be fair. But this, we're talking about like cold outreach, cold emails here. By the way, this applies to, like, you can apply this to obviously anything. Doesn't even matter. You can literally change. But when you get into, for example, if you do want to enroll in a traumatization, you get this sheet. You just basically take this same methodology, use your own statistics, and you obviously start changing these numbers now. So as you can see, if I change this to 10%, you'll see again all these numbers automatically just start jumping up. But we're going to change that back to 20%, because that's more realistic. But as you can see, realistically, guys, you're going to need to do about 1,086 emails per one client. That means if you want to get to 8 clients, you're going to need to do 8,688 emails. That sounds like a lot of outreach to the untrained ear. And the only reason for that is because you're so used to hearing gurus talk about do 100 outreach and you close 1 client. That is absolutely BS, guys. Unless you're some like absolute wizard. It's absolutely BS. It literally took me, for example, I keep mentioning this on my channel, 1,600 emails just to land me my first ever econ client. And then I got another one back to back. Literally, and then after that, it's back to back, basically. But long story short, guys, as you can see, we're looking at about 1,086 emails per one client, which is actually, if you think about it, it's not actually that much. It's not actually that much. Now, what we can do is start using the hybrid system now. Now, let's take a look at this, right? We've got time of action and the system cost, how much it's actually going to cost you. So we've got number of business days, right? So we want to get 8 clients, right, in 191 days. Now, what this basically does is it automatically spits you out this number. This is the most important number on the sheet right here. This right here is the most important number, so pay attention to this right here. So as you can see, the number of direct outreach messages we need to conduct every single day is 45 emails per day. Now, how do we go about conducting 45 emails per day? Well, if I'm being honest with you, we need to make sure that our outreach is personalized, and we need to do this at scale, 45 a day, that is, to be fair. So that basically means we're gonna need a software like Lemlist, which is already $59. Then we're probably gonna need something like a first line writer. Now, a first line writer is basically just somebody who writes the very introduction line to your emails. So they could probably crank out maybe 15 of those an hour. So you're looking at, what's that, 3 hours or something like that, 15, 30, 45. You're looking at about 3 hours of their time. Now, if you're paying somebody, for example, like $4 or $3 an hour, or $4 an hour, they call it $4 an hour times 3, that's $12 a day you're paying a first line writer. Times that by 5 days a week, so obviously working 5 days a week, times that by 4 because there's 4 weeks in a month, you're looking at around $240 to outsource this right here. $240 for your first line writer. Now, the total cost of that system is going to cost you $306 per month. That's for Lemlist, a burner domain, and your actual first line writer. And what I mean by that is, Lemlist is the actual software you're going to be sending the emails out and using that to follow up as well and to keep track. It's almost like a CRM system, kind of all built into one, if you will. I don't recommend doing mass emails without some sort of software to track your open rates and reply rates, because then it becomes very messy very quickly and you can't see what you need to improve upon. Then we've got a burner domain. A burner domain is separate from your Gmail account. So let's say you've got first name, right, F name at media.com. That would be like your what you call your IPD, internal professional domain. Now let's say you want a burner domain. Your burner domain would be it would still be your first name, but it would be at media.net, for example. It's the .net at the end that's different, and this would be your burner domain. This is the one that you send cold emails from. Send cold emails from this one only. The reason for that is because you don't want to burn out, if you will, your internal professional domain. So I'm just going to delete this. So hopefully you guys get the point though. So if we actually break this down, right? If it takes you an average, or it takes anybody an average, I would actually say this is a little bit over exaggerated, but long story short, average minutes per direct outreach is 15 minutes. That basically means total time needed per day would be 11 hours, which by the way, sounds like a lot, but if you've got two first line writers, one doing, I don't know, 30 outreach per day and the other doing 15 or 20 outreach per day, or they're both just doing like 25 outreach per day each, then you're gonna hit this number. So this 11 hours can be chopped down into two different people, is what I'm trying to say. And this is how you scale up. This is the hybrid system, is what I'm trying to say. Now, if you do take the same numbers, right, and you put them into the actual Upwork stuff, let's say you're charging around $750 on Upwork, it's slightly lower ticket, and you're able to outsource that for $120. That basically means you're gonna net profit $630. That means you need to get 16 clients on Upwork, which is really, it's actually so much quicker, if you will. So it's the same, well, it's not the same number of, it's the same number of days, 119 days, but we need to get 16 clients this time because they're lower ticket clients, if you will, which are the social media management clients. So what we can do is go to this particular sheet here, and the target number of clients is 16 clients in 191 days. As you can see, you only need to do 12 outreach, and you're looking at about 144 outreach per one client. And again, numbers have a funny way of showing themselves, so just be wary about this number, because obviously sometimes you can literally go like 200 outreach deep without a single client, and then the next 10 outreach you do, you get 2 clients. It's really weird how numbers show. But anyway guys, I hope that you can see this. So to answer the question, how much outreach do you realistically need to do to get to 10K per month? Well, right now it's saying that you actually need to do around 8,688 outreach from today until the 1st of January. And that's through cold outreach, that is. But if you want to do this via Upwork, you need to get 16 clients and you need to do around 2,311 proposals. There you go. There's your questions answered. And again, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been a real in-depth into some real numbers that you actually need to hit if you realistically want to get to that infamous 10K per month mark. So I know a lot of you do, and it is very life-changing. I can definitely vouch for that for sure. But I just want to make sure that you guys understand that like the numbers are harder than you actually think. It's not harder, it's just that the numbers are bigger. And you need to find a better system so that you can actually crank out these numbers, which is where the hybrid system comes into place. I keep mentioning this all over and over again, but I'm telling you, it's very difficult for somebody to sit down for 191 days straight and do 45 emails a day for 191 days straight. In fact, I actually challenge you, by yourself, without any hybrid system, try to do 45 emails that are personalized to 45 different brands every single day for 191 days straight. I'm telling you, you're probably not even gonna be able to make it past 10 days. I am not even joking. So that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope that you can see the numbers it's doable. It's just that you have to do more numbers than you think. That being said though, guys, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do want to enroll in the age fermentation, it is still $200 off at the time of recording this. So it's $797 right now. The new website is being built. It's actually being built right now. Just need to update a couple more like screenshots of student results. By the way, if you want to see any updated student results or anything like that, go to my Instagram. It's literally at montell.gordon. Go to my highlight reels. I literally have 3 of them in my highlights section on my profile. Click on those, take a look at some of the results, being absolutely phenomenal. Take a look at a new walkthrough as well on age fermentation. All your questions are probably answered on that page as well. If not, just DM me on Instagram or send me an email. You'll see my email on the actual on the page itself. That being said though, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Go out there, stick to these numbers, and please just stay consistent, guys. Anyway, love you guys. See you guys soon. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you guys soon. Peace.